Hello, and thank you for joining me for yet another episode of the ASR Mindset Podcast. I am your host, Altamise, and I am so excited to present to you all a woman today that is so full of love, so full of grace, and so full of this presence, this aura that reminds every woman just how beautiful she is, not just in the work that she does, but just in her essence and who she is. And today I'm having a beautiful conversation with TK, aka Tamaya Grant. She has been doing hair for many years. She is a licensed master cosmetologist at the age of 20, and she has been doing hair, and her focus is keeping our hair healthy, giving us a polished look, and helping us not only look great, but feel great. In addition to that, she is an influencer. So if you catch her on IG, if you catch her on Instagram, she talks about all things femininity, all things beauty, all things smelling good, looking good, loving yourself, and creating an environment to where others love you at the standard that you love you. And so, oh my gosh, I am just so happy to have you here. And thank you. Thank you for being here with me.
You're so welcome. I'm happy to be here.
Girl, like I still remember, I actually found you on Instagram. I
Yeah.
found you on IG, and I remember DMing you like, girl, my hair,
Yes, I
can you
remember.
help? And it was just, it was so beautiful. You were like, yeah, come on in. And I went in, and at the time, it was a very stressful season for me.
Yeah.
I was in a space of trying to decide whether I stay in my marriage or if I go. I had just had a diagnosis of alopecia,
Hmm.
and I could just tell, anybody who knows me, they know I've always had long hair. They know I've always had healthy hair, but
Hmm.
my hair was at a state where I couldn't even manage it. I didn't know what to do. And I came to you just kind of like in some ways broken, um, in terms of like knowing, man, I've always had this standard. I've always
Hmm.
felt this way, looked this way. And here I am, my hair was from my side, I don't know if you would say it, but from my side, my hair was a mess. And I remember it took us out, like,
Yeah,
but you
we had
were
a
so
break.
patient.
We had to take a break, go pick up the kids, come back.
Girl, you were so patient. You were so kind and loving and you didn't make me feel like, girl, this is just too much. I don't want what like why am I still doing your hair? Like you didn't. It was love, and I remember that, and I remember that, and it was in that moment I was like, this woman is not just a stylist. I can tell she's going to end up being a friend, and it was. I want to publicly thank you
Oh, you're so
because
welcome.
it was just it was your love. Like you literally was super patient, and y'all, we not exaggerating. I think I came at like 9 o'clock in the morning, and I don't
Yeah.
think I left until like 5.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we had to take our time,
Yes,
detangle, didn't want to rip at
yes,
the hair. We were doing a lot of work, a lot of repair
yes.
work.
How does like hair care, from your perspective, how does that align with self-care and like how you care for yourself?
Well, we're in a day and age where a lot of women wear wigs and things like that, things that aren't really a part of them. They kind of neglect
Yeah,
what's coming straight out of their skin, their scalp.
yeah,
But it's a certain level of insecurity that can be there when you take that wig off, you don't look how you want to look.
yeah,
They may see other women that have pretty healthy hair and they may want that for themselves, but they may not know where to look. They may not know what to do, because honestly, I don't fault any woman for not knowing how to really do their hair, because I don't know how to fix a car, but I have a car. I don't know
Yeah.
how to
Yeah.
put together like some Wayfair furniture, but I love to order furniture from Wayfair. But there are people that have jobs, you can hire them for that stuff. So you don't really
Right.
have to know that.
Mm.
But a lot of times they don't know where to go, or it's kind of hard to trust people with your real hair because if they mess it up, that's it. You got to just wait for it to kind of recover. So I
Yeah.
fully get that. It's like a judgment free zone, but I know that every woman needs to take care of her home base. And I'm talking about Black
Mm.
women because that's who I service. We
Mm.
need to take care of our home base, which is our hair. Then if you add something to your hair, then that's fine. But in
Yeah.
between wearing your wigs and weaves or braids, always take care of what you got to go back home to, which is your real hair.
Yeah. Yeah. And you've been doing hair for years,
Yeah, since
at
I was
this point.
15.
Like, was it something that you was like, oh, I'm gonna do hair, and you just knew it, or how did you realize you had this gift, number one, and then was it always something that you wanted to do?
First off, I started doing nails when I was 8 years old.
Wow.
And I just went from there, just doing my own nails. I look in magazines and try to mimic what they did. And then when I got to middle school, I did scrapbooking. Like I made
Mm.
like a literally kind of like a yearbook of the
Yeah.
kids in my eighth grade class. And I took pictures of everybody and I did a personalized page for each person. So I was always a
Wow.
very creative person. I learned how to sew when I was in fifth grade. So I would make purses
Mm.
out of jeans, like just
Wow.
all types of girly stuff, okay?
Yes.
But I was always interested in the back of my mind to do hair, but I didn't know how to do it. But I had enough
Mhm.
confidence around the time I was 15 to just try. So
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I could do this. And then when I was in, let me see, I think it was ninth grade, we did a tour of this technical high school that was gonna, come about
Mm.
in the area. And I was like, when I saw they had a cosmetology program, I was like, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that when
Mm.
I get to 11th grade. So that's what I did.
Wow.
I went for it.
Wow. Mm. Wow, wow, wow. And have you always been as confident and as um sure of yourself as a woman and in your calling? Like, has that always been something for you? And if not, how has that journey been in terms of like evolving into who we're talking to today?
Well, I can say the confidence wasn't there, but the sureness was there. Because you could be
Mm.
sure about who you are, but when people try to make you believe that you're not by, doing things to intimidate you, bully you, or just talk you out of your spot, the confidence ain't gonna show because you're in an
Yeah,
environment where they're kind of saying shrink.
yeah,
So you're gonna probably most likely shrink, especially being that I started doing it as a child, pretty much. I was a child. So I
yeah.
didn't have the
Mm.
mental, um, what is it? The emotional
Emotional
intelligence
break.
to
Yeah.
really say, this is what you're trying to do to me, and this is what I need to do. I just kind of adapted to the environment, but I did things to kind of break out because I was sure of who I was. So at the time, I was living with one of my aunts when I first got, into doing hair, and she really didn't want me doing hair in her house like that. So what I did was I had a car. So I would go to my clients. I'd take one of my homegirls with me and I'd
Mm.
do my clients' hair. So I had the sureness there, but I couldn't be like, oh, I'm gonna do hair in your house. No, this ain't my house. So I
Right.
just had to make a way.
I know that's right. I know that's right. And that's beautiful. That's beautiful though, because it's as if like it's always been in you, right? Even when there were naysayers around you or people who, you know, halfway supported, kind of
Mhm.
supported, it's always been something in you. And, I know you and I have had a lot of conversations
Mhm.
about standards, about, you know, owning who you are as a woman and not feeling as if you got to fight for that
Right.
or you got to fight for that position and just honoring who you have been designed to be. Like, where's that passion in you coming from for women?
But because I've seen how just being a woman that knows what you want and you going after it, it's so many things that want to fight against you. It's like
Yeah,
if you just kind of sit and be quiet and just go along with what everybody else is doing, nobody bothers you. But
Right.
when you got tunnel vision going your own way, you ain't bothering nobody. But it's just that
Right.
they see you. They see you. That's pretty much it. They see you doing something great, and people could see where you're going before you even see it sometimes.
That's right.
So that's when they like, hold up, I live across the street from her. We went to the same
Right.
school. Like
Who she think
they
she is?
think about those
Yeah.
similarities, and they're like, why is she doing this and I'm not doing that? So I'm gonna take it up with her by attacking her or not supporting her. When in actuality,
Mhm.
seeing another woman do something and she comes from the same place as you, it shows that you can do what you want to do. Not that you can do what
Yes.
she do, because that's her.
Yeah.
But you need to look at
Whew.
what you want to do and what you've suppressed and just let it bloom. That's what
Yes.
happened.
Yes. 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 I love it. I
Mhm.
love it because I think too, we're in a an era at the moment where everybody's talking about this soft girl era and being soft
Yeah,
but I don't know if people fully understand what that means.
they don't.
Like I don't think women fully understand what that means. And then I also don't feel that men fully have an understanding of what's required
Mm-hmm.
to have to have a woman in your space that is living that life, right?
Yeah.
How for you, how have you created an like a space for you for yourself, for your daughter, that allows you to live that soft life, even as a business owner, even as a mom trying to handle everything and being there for other people. Like, how have you managed to create that space?
First off, you got to know yourself. You got to go to therapy for one.
Mm,
Everybody go to therapy. So
right,
one
that
thing I
part.
do, I don't try to do things that I know is going to stress me out. Okay, being that I'm a single mom, so I'm gonna tell you one thing: it's all on me.
Yeah.
So if I know asking her other parent to do something and he doesn't do it and it's going to derail my day, I just don't ask him for nothing. I
Yeah.
just take care of it myself. And being that I'm a woman that's tapped into my femininity, I create from nothing. So that means
Mm,
whatever I want to make money from, I can do it. I can monetize anything, and I've done it. So any
mm,
of my abilities, from perfume, I host perfume events, I make money from that. I'm a hairstylist. I make money from doing hair. I know about products, how to make flat irons. I make flat irons and I make money from that. So
mm,
just from my knowledge, that comes from just whatever's in here, creating from
yeah.
nothing. I can do it. So I have no reason to pick at anybody about what they should be doing.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. Just don't do nothing that's going to make it to where you're irritated and you just can't deal. Now, if something
Mm,
happens throughout the day or whatever, you deal with it the best way you can. But I do that. And also, I take breaks. I listen to my body, I rest, and I start my day a certain way that I cater to myself first, then I take care of other people.
mm,
So even with my child, I'm going to wake up before her and I'm going to get me together first.
mm.
And then once I fill my cup, I'll be there for her because she don't want to be bothered with me in the morning anyway.
Right.
So let's just say she gets up around the same time I do. She want to watch a little TV. Okay, let me cut the TV on and I'm gonna go in the bathroom and I'm gonna get myself together. I'm gonna do my skincare. Maybe I need to touch up my lashes. I'm gonna do that first. And now I'm ready to be like, okay, let's get going. Let's get the teeth brushed. Let's wash your face. And I can, pour into her. But ain't no way I'm
Yeah.
gonna jump out the bed and I'm in her face telling her what to do. And I ain't even brushed my teeth yet.
Right.
Like
Ooh. Oh my goodness. That's something I hope people hear that, right? Because you essentially talking about filling your cup
yeah.
before you go fill somebody else's.
Yeah, and that don't hurt them. That no one died from me doing that ever.
Yeah. Yeah,
Nobody.
yeah. Mm. I think that's beautiful. I think that as women, for for some reason, we feel like we gotta be put ourselves last to show
Mhm.
that we love other people.
Yeah, but when you
When,
complain to them and you tell them, "Oh, I did this for you. I put myself last." You know what they're gonna tell you? Who told you to do that?
yeah, I
Ain't
ain't tell
nobody
you to
told
do
you
that.
to do that.
Yeah, yeah. Mm. How are you raising your daughter to also have those, those type of core values instilled in her early, right? So she
Mhm.
won't have to worry about some of the stuff that we had to deal with.
By leading by example. Because
Yeah.
I could talk to her all day, but one thing she does, she observe me. Kids watch what you do.
Mm.
Um, just by her looking at me, observing me. My daughter is 7 and she has level 1 autism. But she has a bedtime shower routine, like her bath time routine. She uses a bath bomb every night. She's not really a bar soap kind of girl, so she likes body
Yeah.
wash. So
Yeah.
she uses this 13.99 body wash. So she's never ashy because it has oil in it. The bath bombs have oils in it, and she just lays around in it. She calls herself a mermaid because the water turns purple and it has little
Yeah.
herbs floating around. She just loves that, and I let her have it because while she doing her thing, I'm in the shower doing my routine. And she's
Yeah.
seen me do that because to show her how to, bathe herself, I have to put her in the shower with me and show her how
Yep.
I do it. So
Yep.
she's seen me put on oil while my body is still wet and I'm in the shower.
Yep.
She's seen me exfoliate with coffee scrubs. She's
Yeah.
seen me use an exfoliating cloth for certain parts of my body or use a regular.
Yes.
It's so many things that I do that she has incorporated some of that into her routine now that she's out of the tub with me and she's,
Yeah.
just doing her own thing.
At 7,
So leading by example.
at the age of 7.
Yeah, they watch.
I love it, honey. At the age of 7. And I think, for me, all of these things that we do now, that I do now when it comes to like taking care of my skin, taking care of my body, I had to learn that as an adult.
Me
Like
too.
I learned that in my 20s. Like,
Hmm.
girl, like when I realized, because there was like a thing, and we just gonna go there. I'm gonna just have a tea in my moment with us ladies.
Hmm.
Like there was a moment where there was a thing, and I remember people talking about like their period panties, like their cycle panties, and they would
Yeah.
be like, oh yeah, like I have this, I have, and like it was a thing to be like, oh yeah, I still have panties from 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Mhm.
When I learned in my 20s that the Victoria's Secret semi-annual sale is not just for marketing, and it's because women are supposed to discard their undergarments
Yes.
every 3 to 6 months, 6 months max, which is why the semi-annual sale is every single 6 months.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know
Like
that was like a
that's the reason.
conscious thing they were doing. I thought it was
Yes,
marketing.
yes, like it
Wow.
it aligns with like self-care. It aligns with the caring of a woman's body.
Yes.
And when I learned that, I was like, what? Like I was in my 20s, and it was like from a book. It was from a book I was reading,
Yeah.
and she talked about it, and I was just like, what? Like, but now I live by that. Like
Hmm.
every 3 to 6 months, like clockwork, baby. We gonna go ahead and we gonna freshen this out, and it's amazing. Like
It makes you feel so good.
it does. It's like even for like lingerie and all of that, that's not for nobody but me. Like that's
Yes.
for me.
Yes.
I feel good. I love it.
It's
You know
for you
what I'm saying?
first.
Yes.
So it's not like when you get with a man that you're doing this special thing. Nah, this just me.
It's just me.
And you're gonna
It's just
enjoy
me.
it. You just
Yeah.
enjoying me. That's it.
That's it. That's you reap the benefits of my own self-love.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Like I think that like but I learned so much in my 20s by observing, by reading, and
Mm-hmm.
just by like being open with my girlfriends and just learning. like what we should do as women, what we shouldn't do as women, how what how to properly care for your body. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think it's beautiful that our daughters, they're going to learn it in a completely different way because they are learning it early from mothers who knew it. And I don't want to take away from our parents. I think our parents, our moms knew, they gave us what they could with us.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like mine, I know my mom gave the best that she had with with the information that was provided to her, So it's not a knock on, the older generation at all. It's not a knock on our mothers, our moms, our aunties. It's not a knock on them at all.
Hmm.
They did the best that they could, but it's up to us to continue to make generations better.
Right.
It's up to us to continue to make sure that the next generation of women, they understand their value, they understand their worth, and they don't go into relationships that we may have went into
Yeah.
because we didn't fully understand our value and our worth.
Right.
And like I love that you do perfume exchange like events. I can't wait to attend one. I've been lurking because
Really.
every time I'm either like traveling or something, and it's like the
Yes.
dates just don't align. So I just be like, but I cannot wait because as I've gotten older, I have learned that I'm a sensual being,
Yes,
and
absolutely.
I oh my goodness, there is not smell is so important to me.
Uh-huh.
Like it
Yes.
is so important to me. Like there is nothing better than a well-groomed, well-dressed man smelling good. That is
Yes.
top tier. Like that
Yes.
is
It takes them up a few notches. Like,
it does. It really, really does. And there is nothing for me, there's nothing better than the moments after I just got out the shower. I done put my body oils on, I done put my little spray on, and I get that signature perfume that is just my go-to to where if I go anywhere, somebody gonna turn their head when
okay.
I walk by.
Yes.
Like, I love that. Was that something like, is that something that you have always had a passion for, like perfumes and things like that? Or is that something you have grown to love in your adulthood?
Well, I think I've always loved smelling good, but the obsession, honey, has grown.
Yeah.
Starting in 2020 when I ain't had nothing else to do.
Yeah.
I started going down the rabbit hole of buying designer and niche fragrances. And I'm not just talking about
Mm,
perfume because I have colognes in my collection too that I like. So I
oh,
just love fragrance in general and I can
yeah.
appreciate all kinds of them. So it
Mm,
started the obsession in 2020. Yeah,
yeah.
now I have a whole room dedicated to perfume.
That is, and then wait, let's wait. Did you just say a whole room?
Yeah, I got perfume room.
You got a
Yes.
perfume room?
Yeah.
Girl, I bet it is beautiful and fabulous in there.
Yes, yes. That's my peaceful place where I go and I slow down and it's a
Wow.
good thing like when you said we're sensual beings, just being women we're sensual and just being able to rub your body with something that
Yes.
smells good, to massage yourself with something that smells good, something buttery, something oily, something smooth, that makes you feel so sexy. Like
Yes.
just
But do you
that
know how many people don't even take the time? Like they put lotion on, but they're not thinking about the fact that they are literally giving
rubbing your
themselves
body.
touch. Like,
Yes.
and I always think about that. Like, how many people throughout their day go and take a shower and they don't take the time to like really exfoliate their skin and see their skin glisten
Yeah.
underneath the, oh
Cause some of the
girl.
like I give this example. I'm gonna give a little TMI time too. So let's just say you get out of the shower and I'll lotion my whole body, okay? My whole
Yeah.
body. Like, have you ever just well, I'm speaking to everybody, not just you, but to take some body butter and just rub it across your thighs. Do you see how beautiful your thighs are?
Yes.
Rub it across your butt and you see how juicy your butt is. Rub it
Yes.
across. your shoulders, see how dainty your shoulders are, see how beautiful your neck is. Everything. When you touch
Yes.
your body, you get comfortable with it. So that
Yes.
way, when you're with a man or whatever, man, I'm good. Okay, I know
Yes.
how beautiful I am. I know. Okay,
Yes.
you
Yes.
have to have
Yes.
that time with your body. You really
Mm.
do.
That's I love it. Yes, you are absolutely right. I remember like, when I was younger, it was just like take a shower, get dressed, go on
Yeah,
with your
hurry
day.
up.
Yeah,
Hmm.
just hurry up, take a shower, get dressed, go on with your day, do what you gotta do, put some lotion on, go on, get ready for work, whatever. Now it is exactly what you described. Like I love my shower time.
Hmm.
I love my shower time because it just reminds me of who I am.
Yeah, with
And
nothing
like,
added. This is just
yeah,
me.
with nothing, it's just there, just me, just,
Yeah,
and it's just like, man, like it's just a beautiful thing. And I love, I just love the process. Like, I love the process of like, exfoliating, cleansing, then nourishing, putting the essential oils, the body oils, the body butters, and just feels amazing.
yeah.
Absolutely
It's an
amazing.
experience for yourself.
Yes. And I know as a hairstylist, you meet a lot of different women. Like you connect with a lot of different women. Is there anything that you have noticed in the different types of women in terms of like care or anything like that, that you would like to either address or talk about or encourage or anything to that nature?
Um, I would like to address the core of it all, taking care of your mental health.
Mm,
Because one thing that we've learned to do is you take care of what people can see.
yes,
I'm a smile. I'm gonna make sure I got my nails done, make sure my hair done. But they might dread doing all of that stuff because they not
yeah,
right up here. Like,
yeah,
you
yeah,
might be, in a relationship or dealing with a friendship even where you feeling like you're not getting what you deserve and it bogs you down. It's like
yeah.
how you feel is very important as a woman. If you
Mm,
feel off, it messes up everything. So how you
mm,
feel is very important. You got to take care of your mental health. If you take care of your mental health, you will look around your home and see it change. You will look at the relationship you're in your life and see it change in
mm,
a positive change. But
yeah,
when it's messed up, when your mental is messed up, everything around you will be messed up.
yeah, yeah. Oh, that's so good.
Yeah.
So it starts mental.
Yeah, that's always your home. That's the home. That
Yeah,
I always say, it doesn't matter where I am, my brain, my mind is my home. Because I could be dealing with a stressful situation, but if I decide in my mind that it doesn't matter, guess what? I ain't in a stressful situation no more because it don't matter.
right, right. Facts. Like if is and if you do that, like is that do you see that as like psyching yourself out, or is it really like it's a decision? It's a moment of like
Yeah,
being like, oh,
it's a decision because it's a lot of things. Because I know I can be a realist in a lot of things, and I know for me being a woman, it ain't my responsibility to tackle everything. I
yeah,
can only care about so much. And I have a list of priorities, okay? So some things are so far at the bottom that I will never address it, ever.
yeah,
But I
yeah,
still give it the honor of being on my list. But it doesn't mean I got to do anything about it.
yeah,
Like, you know, like it's different issues in the world that go on. Like, they have the tax on like tampons, pads,
yes,
things like
that
that.
pink tax, yes,
Yeah, so that's something that concerns me as a woman. But does it hurt me? No.
right,
It's on the list, but I ain't never gonna get to it. You know what I'm
right,
saying? I can't because I got other stuff at the top.
right,
I'm
right,
it just ain't something I'm gonna get to. But guess what? I've acknowledged it and it's at the bottom.
yes, yes. Oh my goodness. And as a businesswoman, as a leader, as someone who's literally building a legacy and a foundation, like how do you maintain that being in position of leadership and running a business and owning a business while being feminine in the process? Like how do you manage that?
Well, a lot of my, I'll just say, women, we are feminine, definitely more so than men are. Okay, we're going to have more feminine versus that masculine, but
Okay.
my masculine is mainly, I use that to further my business. So when it comes down to me talking about business with somebody, my horns come out,
Yeah.
because you might see the light feminine part of me when I'm online and talking about perfume, but when we talking about business, you better know what you're talking about if you're trying
Right.
to get my money or anything like that. If you're talking about my money, have your stuff in order, okay? Like
Yeah.
horns coming out right now.
Right, 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 right.
Because honey, if you
Yes.
play about your money, you won't have none, okay?
Right. Girl.
So
Yes.
I cannot play. I cannot do that. And I
Yes.
know one way that I do business in a feminine way is, let's just say I'm doing some type of business with somebody. I'm not going to be a hawk watching over you. I'm going to
Mm,
tell you what I would like done, and I don't have no problem expressing what I need done. I know I communicate pretty well. So if I tell you a few times to do something and you're doing it wrong, I'm going to let you be who you are. I'm going to observe you.
mm-hmm.
And behind the scenes, I'm gonna be talking to some different people to replace you. I'm
Right.
not going to argue about it. We don't have to have a long, drawn out conversation. I've allowed you the grace and the space to do better. You didn't do better, so I'm moving along now.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Yeah, we don't have to have an executive meeting where I'm sitting
Right.
across from you. No, no.
Right. Right.
This
Just
is already
saying one
handled.
thing.
I've handled it.
Right. 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 And one time I remember because I used to be in corporate before having my own business. And I remember one of my mentors, as direct as this sounds, she said it in the softest voice. She said, when you go in meetings, don't forget to bring your vagina with you.
Mm.
And I said, and she said, you are a woman. You are a woman doing business. She said, don't ever go into a meeting and forget that you are a woman doing business. She says,
Mm-hmm.
so when you go into those conference rooms, bring that vagina with you. And it stuck with me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it stuck with me, like, to remember. So now it sounds so crazy, but now, like, if I walk into a room, I
Yes.
remember, honey, that I carry something very special and powerful with
Exactly,
me.
exactly. Because it
And
is.
yes, it is. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And oh my goodness, this has been such a pleasure and such a joy. We're gonna have to have a part two eventually to just talk more about this femininity and like the integration of divine masculine energy and feminine energy. Like, because
Absolutely.
we've talked about this, like y'all. When I'm in her chair, listen. When I'm in her chair, we be talking about everything under the sun, and it's
Yes.
just such a beautiful, beautiful conversation. And I just want to thank you so much for just sharing your heart, sharing your wisdom, sharing your space and time.
Yes.
And I'm sure there are some listeners who would love to know more about you and how they can connect with you. So where can they find you?
Well, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok under the same name, Tamaya Kiera, Tamaya, middle name, which I'm using as the last name, Kyera, Tamaya Kiera. So you guys can follow me there. And also my website is tkhairartistry.com. You can visit my website there if you want to book an appointment or purchase a flat iron.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. And thank you again for joining. And ladies, remember to take care of yourself. Remember to fill your cup first. That doesn't make you selfish. It doesn't make you dismissive of the people in your life. It actually prioritizes them and
Right.
shows that they are important and you are important. So please remember all of these beautiful nuggets that we have shared and remember that you're worthy. You are worthy. You are worthy of all the love in the world and you are worthy of giving that to yourself first. And we will see you on the next episode of the Azor Mindset Podcast. All right. Bye now.
Bye bye.